Okay, so ladies, instead of meeting on Monday night because of the snow, I am going to try to create a few of these videos where we walk by week the fine arts section and the hands-on science projects. So the main thing that you're going to need is really your foundations guide. And first we're going to talk about week 19. For the orchestra portion, the main thing I was planning to do when we met on Monday was to kind of get some information from you guys about your desires for the orchestra component this quarter. So what I've decided to do is we're still going to use those signs that Ellen made for us last year, and we'll still meet right after family presentation. Instead of dismissing by classes, we will sit in orchestra seating, and we will maybe briefly talk about the orchestra for week 19. We will just talk about a few of the points that are in the guide and introduce the song and the parts. And I think what we may do for this year is have every group focus on one instrument set. And I do have those written down. I'll be right back with those because I don't have them here in front of me. So that's one thing that I was thinking of for orchestra, is to really kind of hone in and get those groups practiced on their instrument instead of switching around every week. So we're going to try that for orchestra. And then I also did put out on our Facebook group page just kind of like an all call for parents, for moms, or even resources of people who we might know on campus of skilled musicians and people who have instruments in their homes that they can share about strings or horns or percussion or any of those instruments that we sing about in that song. So woodwinds, all of those things. That is week 19 orchestra. So plan for about 10 minutes in large group. I think we'll take probably 10 and maybe up to 15 minutes in class or from your class as a big group that day. For the science project, it is the Make Rock Candy, and you'll find these projects more outlined in your foundations guide, and they are on page 141. So you can see there on page 141 that it kind of talks about making rock candy and just talking about the beauty and uniqueness of snowflake crystals. So especially since this week we've had a lot of snowflakes, I think it's kind of fun that goes together. So what I am going to provide for you is a paper cup and borax and a pipe cleaner. So what we will do is we'll mix the borax and water in a solution. It is going to be 2 tablespoons of borax and 2/3 cup of hot water. That sink out in the main room where we use the water does not get very hot. Actually, I can't get it to get hot at all. So I am going to plan to bring in my my hot water pot, kind of like the one that Jen Gross brings in, I think, each week. So I'll have that ready to go with hot water, and then the borax, and then the pipe cleaners. So I think a good idea that I saw is to kind of string the pipe cleaner and soak it in that borax. I'll have an example for you on Monday morning so that you can kind of see that before the actual, before you have to do the actual experiment. But I will be providing everything you need for that one. And you will have it, students can each take one of those home. So I think that pretty much explains week 19, and I'll keep sending these out with more updates, and you can certainly let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot.